All right, let's do this again. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Back again for another video. It's been a few days. I think 2 days. 2 days. So it's not really been a few days. Anyway, so we all saw the Mike Tyson fight. To me, it sucked. It was stupid. I stayed up for that. I can't believe it. It was a fixed fight. I stayed up for that. We all know that these poor guys, they're all about acting and things like that and doing it for social media. And of course, they were getting the bag. So he saw an opportunity to make himself a couple $1,000,000. I think it was 40 or I don't know how much, 20 million or whatever. And he gave Mike his bag too, and Mike was probably like, hey, I'm taking care of my family. You know what I mean? I'm not going to give up the opportunity to make 20 million. I'm not going to lie. If they were like, hey, go fight this guy and lose for 20 million, I'd probably do it for 1,000,000. But yeah. So obviously in basic or average fighter fashion, he goes ahead and he calls out other people. And one of the people he called out was Andrew Tate. If you know who Andrew Tate is, I don't know, because he's been everywhere for the last couple of years. All over the news. He's been in prison. He's been back out. Rich guy. Gives these classes on masculinity and whatever and how to be, successful. One of the gurus. I guess you call him a guru or whatever. But he's kind of in his own zone. You know what I mean? He says a lot of good stuff to me. Just I'm not I'm not one of these effeminate men, so I kind of lean more towards him, to all his stuff because I don't know. A lot of the stuff he says makes sense. It's just a lot of people don't know how to take it. They take it really bad. But anyway, so let's go ahead and watch this video where it's called Andrew Tate brutally calls out Jake Paul after Mike Tyson lost. This is from Boxyverse, and I'll leave a link to their channel below. But let's go ahead and watch this and react to it.
If you want to fight and you want to send a contract, send one to me. I will take a few weeks break from living my retired life to kick the living fuck out of a fucking goofy, fucking entitled dickhead like you. You know my name, Andrew Tate. Fucking Google it if you want to know more. Any day, anytime, let's fucking go.
Andrew Tate has shaken up the...
This is like, Andrew, like he's always in war mode. He's never in peace mode. He's always in war. Because that's a war mentality. When I was in combat, that was all our mentality. All our mentality was like that. If you weren't like that, that can get you killed. I was combat arms. That's the mentality you gotta have. That's the attitude you have when you're out there in combat. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people and hustlers that work the streets. I'm not saying that what they're doing is good, but that's the mentality you gotta have. And anything you do, even in in the business world, you're over there negotiating with people. People are gonna take advantage of you. You gotta have that mentality. You can't be tree hugging everywhere you go.
The internet with a bold challenge to Jake Paul, and the world of combat sports is buzzing with excitement. In a viral video, Tate didn't hold back, directly calling out Paul in his typical intense style. The challenge comes amid Jake Paul's ongoing attempts to dominate.
That's another thing. Jake Paul calls himself El Gallo Gordo because he lives in Puerto Rico. He took like we call it apodo, a nickname, El Gallo Gordo, the fat rooster. Like, I mean, I don't care, whatever, man. Do you, but I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of corny. I mean, he's getting money. I can't hate on him. He's doing his thing and people are watching it. I'm here making a video about it, so obviously it worked. All he wanted was attention. He gets money off of attention.
The boxing scene, with his recent bout against Mike Tyson sparking heated discussions. Fans packed the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas for the much-anticipated fight, which was streamed live on Netflix. While the night promised chaos, it delivered more than expected, but perhaps not in the way Tyson supporters had hoped for. After the fight, Mike Tyson reflected on the experience with his trademark humility and resilience. When asked about his feelings after the match, Tyson simply said, "Absolutely happy." He followed this up by praising Paul's preparation and determination, stating, "I knew he was a good fighter. I knew he was prepared. I came to fight." Tyson's words showcased his...
Listen, for all of you who don't understand, Mike, he already got his legs. We know who Iron Mike is. He didn't care at all about this fight. He just wanted, like, just give me that money, man. I don't care about this fight. All I care is about leaving my family with something. He cares about taking care of his family. That's pretty much what it is. He trust me. I could see it. You can hear it. Any man knows, looking at this, all he cares about is taking care of his family. He doesn't care about anything else, looking cool, you know what I mean, whatever. He just cared about taking care of his family. That's all it was. Like, he don't care what anybody says. He's like, look, I'm going to the grave. I don't care what you think about me, as long as my family's fine.
Respect for the younger fighter, even as he remained focused on his own journey. Tyson also shared his personal perspective, emphasizing that the fight wasn't about proving anything to the world. I didn't prove nothing to anybody, just to myself. I'm not one of those guys that look to please the world. I'm just happy with what I can do. His comments reflected the mindset of a seasoned legend who fights for personal growth rather than public approval. When asked about the knee brace he wore during the fight, Tyson candidly admitted, yeah, but I can't use that as an excuse, because if I did, I wouldn't be in here. Despite dealing with a physical setback, Tyson's willingness to step into the ring and deliver a performance reaffirmed his legacy as a fighter who doesn't shy away from challenges. Jake Paul, on the other hand, expressed his admiration for Tyson in an emotional post-fight speech. Addressing the crowd, Paul said, "First and foremost, Mike Tyson, it's such an honor. Let's give it up for Mike, bro. He's a legend. He's the greatest to ever do it. The GOAT. He's the GOAT. I look up to him, I'm inspired by him, and we wouldn't be here today without him. This man is an icon, and it's just an honor to be able to fight him." Paul didn't hold back his respect for Tyson, calling him the toughest, baddest man on the planet, and admitting the fight was every bit as tough as he had anticipated. His words reflected a genuine appreciation for the opportunity to face a boxing icon, showing a more humble side of the usually brash fighter.
He is more humble than his brother Logan. Logan's the trash to me.
Event wrapped up, the mutual respect between Tyson and Paul stood out, offering a rare moment of camaraderie in the often chaotic world of boxing. Meanwhile, Gervonta Tank Davis decided to stir things up, adding a fresh twist to Jake Paul's already eventful journey in the boxing world. Davis didn't hold back, sending a clear warning to Paul with a fiery statement. "One more thing, I'ma beat the brakes off Jake when I catch him. Uppercut, jab, jab, left hook, uppercut, hook, watch." The bold comment immediately caught the attention of fans and sparked debates over whether Davis was serious about stepping into the ring with Paul. Not one to shy away from a war of words, Jake Paul clapped back with his trademark humor and confidence. Responding to Davis, Paul said, "Gervonta Davis is just angry he's not tall enough to ride the roller coaster at Disney World. I'm sorry, little buddy. I know it's not fair." The quick-witted response instantly went viral, with fans split between cheering Paul's comeback and defending Davis's reputation as one of the fiercest fighters in the sport. The drama didn't stop there. Conor McGregor, never one to stay silent, weighed in after the fight with a now-deleted tweet that caught everyone's attention. In his tweet, McGregor wrote, "They are eyeing Pritchard Colon for next opponent." He further made another made on the X about the Mike Tyson calling him the God's creation. He stated, "A solid nipples like cigars, knockout power. Mike is truly God's creation. God bless Iron Mike." While the comment was quickly deleted, fans were quick to screenshot and share it, keeping the conversation alive. Jake Paul, however, wasn't amused by McGregor's cryptic praise for Tyson. Responding on social media, Paul called McGregor out directly, saying, "Dear Conor, I know you told my team you would fight me at 170 pounds. That's never happening, but let's run it in MMA, no weight class, just like how it used to be done, but you won't."
Wait, so now is he saying he wants to fight MMA? Because MMA is a different animal, bro. MMA is a different animal. Jake, you better be, oh boy, you better be, whatever. I don't know, man. This dude, out of control.
Even in the post-fight press conference, Jake Paul confidently addressed the idea of facing Conor McGregor, dismissing it entirely. He argued that McGregor's contractual obligations and lack of control over his career would prevent him from ever stepping into the ring with him. Paul didn't hold back, claiming McGregor knew better than to take on such a challenge. His statement carried his signature mix of swagger and provocation, aimed at both poking fun at McGregor and solidifying his own reputation as someone unafraid to call out the biggest names in combat sports.
Interested in that?
Yeah, he'll never do that though. He knows. He knows way.
One, he's under contract, and two,
he's not his own boss.
And two, he won't do it. He knows better.
I don't know, whatever.
And it's funny to say, like, yo, Conor McGregor is scared of Jake Paul and will never box him.
Jake Paul didn't stop at contractual jabs. He went on to compare McGregor's performance against Nate Diaz to his own. He stated, "Look at him, go toe-to-toe with Nate Diaz, who was easy work for me. That was like a Monday sparring session to beat Nate Diaz's ass." Paul's words aimed to discredit McGregor's skills while highlighting his own dominance, suggesting that McGregor would never take him on because of the risk of losing. With confidence seen from every word, Paul declared that a fight between the two would never happen, framing himself as the more capable and fearless competitor. Jake Paul's confidence didn't waver as he continued to take shots at other notable names in the boxing world. While McGregor remained a hot topic, Carl Froch entered the conversation with a scathing attack on Paul that quickly grabbed attention. The retired boxing champion, known for his sharp tongue, didn't hold back as he directed a series of brutal comments at Paul, both personal and professional. Froch took to Twitter to mock Paul, making it clear that even in retirement, he believed he could finish Paul in no time. Listen up, Jakey boy. I'm 11 years retired, not done a round of boxing for over a decade. I'm old, gray, and out of shape, but I'd still give your missus the best night of her life. I bet she dreams about a real man. Let me know if you still want your cars washing. She can let me in through the back door. P.S. I'd knock you out in 30 seconds. You are useless.
Yo! Okay. You know, for a dude, for a man, you talk about his female, his wife, girlfriend, yes, some guys, daughter, sister, mother. Those are point blank fighting words. Like, you have to after that. Something's got to be done.
One challenge stands out among the rest: Andrew Tate's bold and unapologetic call-out. Tate's challenge wasn't just another publicity stunt, it was personal. After taking time to address other critics and rivals, it's time to revisit the man whose words have sparked some of the biggest discussions around Jake Paul. Tate made it clear that he sees Paul not as a fighter, but as a symbol of everything wrong with the modern boxing world. Fame over skill, spectacle over substance.
I was just gonna say, he's taking I remember boxing when I was younger, like when Tyson was fighting, in the early 90s, you know, it was really like watching gladiators go into the arena and fight, you know what I mean? Now it's like, I don't know. Now it's just like you don't know what's real and what's not. I'm not saying fights weren't rigged before, but this is like, what the hell?
Tate's sharp critique of Paul's quick rise to fame was aimed directly at the foundation of his success. He mocked Paul's YouTube stardom, comparing it to a fantasy that would never survive in the real world of combat sports. He argued that Paul's victories were carefully planned, suggesting they lacked genuine competition. Tate confidently stated that facing him would expose the difference between entertainment and true fighting skill.
He's right.
Jake Paul, it's clear to me you are desperate for a reality check. You know what? If I made my money impressing 4-year-olds on YouTube and managed to somehow become a multimillionaire from it, I'd probably live in a dream world too.
Tate didn't stop there. He turned the spotlight on the fighters who dedicate their lives to the sport, calling out the disparity between their sacrifices and Paul's celebrity status. He delivered a scathing reality check, contrasting Paul's cushioned success with the struggles of true fighters who pour their hearts and souls into the sport. He emphasized that most fighters never see the kind of payday Paul has. Despite being far more skilled, these fighters train tirelessly, risking everything for a sport that rarely rewards them. Tate made it clear that Paul's fame doesn't reflect the grit and sacrifice required in the real fight world.
There are a whole bunch of men out here who will never be as famous as you, will never make the money you've made, who would kick the living out of you. This is the hardest sport in the world, and people dedicate their lives to this, and most of them never get a payday. It never pays off for the majority of fighters, who would you up.
If Paul needed more motivation, Tate raised the stakes with a financial challenge. While admitting he didn't have Paul's massive fortune, Tate was willing to put his money on the line to prove a point. He offered a $3 million bet, daring Paul to match it for a winner-takes-all fight. This bold move showed Tate's confidence in his abilities, even after years away from the ring. This wasn't just about the money, it was about pride, respect, and shutting down what Tate sees as a spectacle rather than a sport. For Tate, it was a chance to to remind the world of the difference between real fighters and entertainers.
I made a little bit of money. I don't have 50 million to bet with you, but I do have 3 million to bet with you. So this is your offer. $3 million. You put 3, I put 3. Winner takes all.
Tate didn't hold back, mocking his own retirement while taking aim at Paul's boxing credentials. He made it clear that while he might not be an active fighter, his skills and experience still make him a formidable opponent. Tate downplayed his chances, presenting himself as a retired man enjoying life, but his words carried a sharp edge. He turned his so-called disadvantages into a taunt, daring Paul to step into the ring. The message was clear. Even with years away from the sport, Tate believes he has what it takes to humble Paul. It wasn't just a challenge, it was a calculated dig at Paul's pride and self-image.
5 years out the ring. I'm a kickboxer. You're 2-0 in boxing. I'm 0-0 in boxing. I've never even fought boxing. I'm a retired old man. 5 years I've been sitting around smoking cigars and fucking bitches, which are better looking than the girl you're advertising anyway.
Tate didn't shy away from
God damn. That gives me chills, man. That gives me chills. That gives me chills. God, I wish they would fight.
mocking Paul's
Like a
strategy
real
of
fight.
chasing fights with high-profile legends. He called Paul out for avoiding real challenges and suggested that losing to him would be far less glamorous than losing to Floyd Mayweather or Conor McGregor. He drew a sharp line between the world of online entertainment, which he sees as Paul's domain, and the brutal reality of combat sports. Tate's words highlighted the sacrifices and dedication of real fighters, setting a stark contrast to Paul's celebrity-driven success. I live in the real fucking world, Jake. There is a whole bunch of fighters out here living in the real fucking world. Men who are dangerous and have dedicated their lives to this sport.
That's what I'm saying. Jake was already rich when he started fighting. He's not coming from somewhere where like, I need boxing. This is an outlet for me for this, that, and the third. He may like working out, whatever. He's using it just for the fame. He's like, oh, this is another way for me to make money. I'm already famous now. I'm a YouTuber. Oh, YouTuber turned boxer. Like, he probably wrote out the whole script of this. It's scripted his whole life. This isn't something where he's like the real fighters. They come from the streets. Like, these guys have nothing. A lot of these fighters come from nothing, and they're fighting literally for their lives. Some of these fighters, they go in there hungry or they haven't eaten. They don't have, like, these fighters are fighters. These are fighters. These are gladiators. This is literally what gladiators were. Gladiators weren't rich guys that go into the arena. The rich guys were on the balcony, you know, with Caesars, with Caesar and them going like this and putting money and betting. The gladiators were the guys from the street, the guys who weren't rich, the guys who were caught and made slaves. And hey, you want to fight? You fight for your freedom. This is exactly what they're doing. They're fighting for their freedom. That's not what Jake's doing. He was already rich.
I don't have a fucking fraction of the money you have because you managed to become a fucking clown. The biggest clown on the fucking internet. And for more videos.
Yeah, so bottom line, that's exactly what Andrew Tate was saying. I think it's completely right. This guy is straight just show. He's all show. No performance. He doesn't care. He's not like in the back worried about shit. The only thing he's worried about is his next show. Not his next fight, his next show. Like, who can I fight next and make a show out of it? You know what I mean? He makes money off his little training videos where they highlighted him training and him talking smack and all that. Now, a lot of boxers and fighters and MMA and everything, they talk shit. That's part of the sport where you got to get in your opponent's head. But a lot of these guys again came from nothing. This guy was already rich. He was already rich. So I can't take him seriously. And there's nothing wrong with being rich or getting rich. It's just I don't feel that he has the heart of a fighter that came from nothing. Somebody came from nothing. If you talk to me about his YouTube life, yeah, maybe he came from nothing, but I don't even in his YouTube life, I think he had a pretty nice life and he just happened to get famous on YouTube. He's not doing it for, he didn't do it because his life depended on it. You know what I mean? And he got good at YouTube. I mean, he got good. He started with Vine. Him and his brother did Vine and then started YouTube doing crazy stuff. And then they learned how to get attention, how to get views. So Whatever. Anyway, that's all I got, man. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, smash it, hit it. Not like Jake Paul, but hit it like Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Hit it like Tyson. Bow. So you know every time I post something. Anyway, I don't have a posting schedule right now, but I will soon. And I'll let you guys know. So follow the podcast. I have a link to it on the description below.